Got it.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever the hell you metalheads or you rockers are located. Hope you guys are keeping your horns up. We live in this crazy world, as I keep on telling you. But you know what? Only you can do something about it to make it positive. What I would suggest, eat a cup of ramen noodles. I switch it up every time. I'm Al Din. I'm with Underground Noise Webzine. This is Webisode number 94. I have a surprise guest for people today. And I'm not going to tell you guys as to who it is yet, but if he would like to give you a clue.
Who, me?
Yes, you, sir.
You you want me to give you a clue as to who I am?
Yeah, let's give my listeners a clue as to who you might be.
I'm a truck driver from New York, bro. If we are
Well,
defined by what we do for a living, I'm a truck driver from New York.
and you also used to play bass.
Yeah, I still do, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody can ever guess from those two clues. I'll tell you guys this much. He used to play in a death metal band too, and I don't know if he's still with them or not. But they're pretty well known. They've been around since like the late 80s, early 90s, and they're still plugging along.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Monstrosity?
That's right. It's Mark Van Erp, everybody.
We just played last weekend in Chicago, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Things are good.
Well, everybody's my surprise guest, Mark Van Erp from Monstrosity.
There it is.
Welcome to my show, Mark. How's it going today, dude?
All right. Saturday, I'm chilling out for a while. I got to go to work in a couple hours. So, just regular shit, dude.
Yeah, you got to make that cheddar somehow, right?
Yeah, it's I'm fortunate, so I got a pretty easy gig, so it's keeps a roof over my head anyway.
Absolutely. Well, the first question I would like to ask you is, what made you cut off all your long hair?
Because it started thinning over the years, and a buddy of mine said to me one day, he said, "Hey man, you got Gene hair." I was like, "What do you mean Gene hair?" He's like, "Gene Simmons, Gene Shalit, Gene Wilder," because the shit got thin, so it was just a fucking frizz ball. You know what I mean? So I just get it the fuck out. I work outside in the heat anyway, man. I don't need all that shit on my fucking head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's understandable.
Ah,
I mean,
I'm
Metallica
lucky to be
did it.
here at 56, bro.
Hey, it's all good, brother. I mean, Metallica did it. I can't wait, you know?
I guess if I had a choice, I'd have nappy weave, but I mean, I just assume keep it short and shit. It's easily manageable that way. And, but I can still grind. So what do fuck it.
That's cool. I'd like you to take me way back to your first introduction to metal music. What was your first introduction to heavy metal or death metal for that matter?
Well, heavy metal, I'd have to say my older brother. I remember seeing Iron Maiden Killer's album for the first time when I was like, I don't know, 12, maybe something like that. And obviously that artwork, if you know that you're familiar with the album, of course, it was pretty shocking if you're a 12-year-old back in 1978, you know what I mean, or whatever year that came out, 79, whatever. But that was, I would say, my first introduction to heavy metal. But of course, my brother listened to Deep Purple and Iron Butterfly and all that old heavier shit, but also the fucking Beatles and this and that and the other thing. So I'd have to credit my brother for my earlies. But then I went to school with Paul Masvidal from Cynic. I'm sure most people know that name. Me and him went to the same school, and he turned me on to fucking Destruction and Slayer and Sodom and fucking, Metallica, the Kill 'Em All album. This is 1982, 83. So we became good friends. And then, I left school. He was a couple years younger than me. And we had always talked about, getting together. So I did what I did when I was younger and just packed up my shit and hauled ass to Miami, that's that was the start of Cynic, me, Paul, and Sean, 1987. There, met the Malevolent Boys and played with them for a while. Did the Solstice album, Monstrosity. Um, you know, like I said, I'm grateful. I'm still running around sucking air, dude. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Here I am
Being
after four.
all the fucking chaos I put myself through
Hey,
as
sometimes
a
those
young
things
man.
happen. You know, they
What's that?
happen. Sometimes those things happen to the best of us, you know?
Well, what they say is true. What doesn't break you just makes you stronger. You know?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely, dude. How did you and Lee Harrison meet?
Lee, he was friends with this cat named Bobby Fields or some shit like that, and uh, he he was friends with the Cynic guys, Paul and Sean, and Lee just came by our rehearsal space one night at a Cynic practice, and he said he was a drummer and shit. So we were like, "Fuck it," we just threw him behind the kit, and we threw fucking Damage Incorporated from Metallica at him just as a cover to play, and he played it all the way through. So we were like, "Oh, dude can play," you know what I mean? So not that that's an extremely hard song or anything, but it's back then. I mean, it was so yeah, we hit it off right away, and he ended up getting a gig with this band called KGB, and they shared the Cynic rehearsal space with us, and I lived there, and it was a warehouse with just a toilet and a sink, in Miami with no air conditioning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. So of course Lee was living in Englewood, which is about a couple hours north. So he ended up moving into that warehouse with me so he could play with this band KGB, and we became, basically essentially roommates, you know what I mean, living in this warehouse together where Cynic and this other band would practice. And, and then he got Malevolent and he moved to Lauderdale from Miami. And then, of course, I left Cynic right around the same time he left Malevolent. And then I joined Malevolent as he was leaving. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. So
Yeah,
it's
I was
like
going
a
in the indoor.
role
He was going
reversal.
out the outdoor, courtesy of Phil.
Yeah,
But
it
anyway,
sounds
yeah,
almost like a role reversal. You know, you're taking over
yeah,
the
yeah.
base.
And then we finally, he was already talking to George in Maryland, you know, and as things worked out, my girlfriend at the time, her father passed away, and she inherited a lot of money, so she basically rented a house, and we all just moved into this fucking house. And George would come down once or twice a month from Maryland, and we started writing stuff, and they were people in town were calling us Malevolent Rejection because we all got kicked out of Malevolent.
Oh,
That's good,
no.
right? Malevolent Rejection. Yeah, so you know, we were at that house for a year. That's when we wrote the album, recorded it, and um, yeah, and I guess went on from there. I got in trouble with the law. I was all fucked up, doing a lot of blow, partying hard. So I did a little time, which is why I had to leave the band in 1995 because I was a guest of the state of Florida for a couple of
Wow.
years. Yeah. So, but I kind of always thought, man, if I just sit tight and wait, the opportunity might come again. So, and it did. I played with them in 2010 in Mexico. In 2015, we did the boat thing, and 2018 California, and things are starting to pick up now. We just spent a whole month in Europe in January, and we just did 2 weeks in South America, which was fucking amazing. Nothing like a Colombian metal crowd, dude.
I was going to ask you, how would you compare the Colombian metal crowd to the United States crowds?
Oh, passion times 10, man. You know what I mean?
I can
Those,
imagine.
yeah, dude. That was the Colombian people were just you know robust and passionate about what they believe. I had a great experience, man. It was awesome. We played in Cali, Bogota, and Medellin, and it was great. Great people. You know, at all that shit, all those shit, you know, I never seen one fight. You know, actually, wait a second. There was one fight last show. But anyway, you know, point is there's brotherhood amongst metal folk that you don't really see in other genres of music, you know what I mean? I like to think so anyway.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many of them out there.
Yeah, dude, and you know, people more or less look out for each other. Like my ex old lady was Deadhead, you know, Grateful Dead shit, you know, jam band concerts and dropping acid and all that shit. I've seen more fucking fights at those fucking Dead shows and shit like that than I've ever seen at any metal shows. And it's always some, and it's always the same shit over drugs. You know what I mean?
I can only imagine.
Yeah, dude. So, but
Seriously.
you know, I don't want to get off point, but
Hey, not a worry. You know, speaking of 70,000 tons of metal,
right.
what was it like playing music on a cruise ship?
It was an awesome experience, man. We were on, yeah, you know, 4 days and got to play 2 sets, and the rest of the time it was just fucking excess. You know what I mean? Just you know, great food, great people, people from all over the world. You know what I mean? And uh, it was you know, you'd go to dinner at night and they sit you at you know certain tables, and every night you're meeting different people from different parts of the world. You know, and it was just really cool. You know what I mean? Just random people, you know, from all over the place.
That does sound fascinating.
Yeah, dude, it's one of the best things about doing this is getting to travel and experience different cultures and different people. You know what I mean? I'm flying back down to Medellin in 2 weeks to visit a dear friend.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, man.
That's
So yeah, I just I need to get my ass going on new monstrosity stuff. I'm upgrading my Pro Tools shit now. I should have my new interface in the mail here in the next couple days. So um me me and me and the fellas are gonna pump one out. So
that's awesome. I can't wait
yeah,
to
the
hear it.
drums and guitars are done. Well, I mean not done, but um hopefully we'll have something complete by the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because the last album I heard by you guys was called The Passage of Existence.
Yeah. I'm not on it, but I like it. I thought it was really great production on that album. I thought, man, the sound of it is great. I think you know.
Yeah, it's got a massive wall of sound for sure.
Yeah. So, uh, um, all around, we're looking forward to getting busy.
Right on, dude. My
That's
next go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
what. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you who came up with the band name Monstrosity? Was that a joint effort?
I'm gonna have to take credit for that. I was we were researching and I was trying to figure it out, and I thought of it, and I said, "Shit. Well, is there another band same name Monstrosity? Or there must be. It's a pretty. I would think it was. You know, I would be surprised if there wasn't one. You know what I mean? So who do you ask back then? Pat Raniere from Hellwitch. He would know. You know what I mean? So I called Pat Raniere, who lived like just 5 minutes down the road from me at the time. And I was like, Pat, man, have you ever heard of another band called Monstrosity? And he said, dude, there's this all girl band from Sweden or some shit called Monstrosity. And sure enough, he showed me a fucking old school metal fanzine, you know, the old like stapled together papers that were, you know, a fanzine.
Oh
Sure
yeah.
enough, there was a band of all girls called Monstrosity, but they had like one demo or something from a couple years earlier, and they hadn't done nothing since. And so we snatched it.
Hey, when that opportunity is there, just grab it and go with it. I always
Yeah,
tell people that.
yeah, but I mean, um, Lee's held this whole shit show together for fucking 30 years. So I mean, you know, I got to give him all the fucking credit when it comes to that shit because lineup changes, this and that. He's always writing. He's always doing music. He don't stop. You know, that's all he does. You know,
He's a
his music.
powerhouse.
Yeah, he is, dude. He's um, you know, honored to call him one of my best friends, man. We fucking we just spent last weekend together at in Chicago. So But I'll be back down there soon recording.
Hey, that's great, man. That's very great. Give him a big bear hug for me when you get a chance. If you're
Sure.
like Al Ditton says hi, he'll be like, "Oh, you know Al?" He'll probably be like, "Yes, I do." I've met Lee a couple of times, and we've been really good friends ever since. And
Yeah, he's a straight up dude. You
yeah,
know,
real
he is.
sweet dude. You know, it was
Sure.
funny because I seen him at the show Crusaders in Inhuman Condition.
Oh yeah, he was doing the drumming, filling in for those guys.
Yeah, he
Uh,
did a fantastic job that night, and he gave me a set of drumsticks. So thanks, Lee.
yeah.
I thought it was funny because he signed one, but he left one unsigned. He's like, "Damn, now you can go play drums." I'm like, dude, I don't know how to play drums. He's like, well, learn. I said, I don't got the coordination, Lee. I mean, I play guitar and I do vocals and I write lyrics. That's what I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, sure. That's cool.
So that keeps me pretty occupied. And then I do this show that I'm doing with you tonight.
Uh-huh.
So
Where are you at right now?
I'm in Macon, Georgia.
Oh, Macon, Georgia. So we're in the same time zone.
Yeah.
2 in the afternoon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
East Coast. So
That's
yeah.
cool.
What was the craziest thing that you've ever seen while performing?
The craziest thing that I've ever seen while performing on stage.
Yes, sir.
Um, well, I got to be honest, man. It was just in January in uh was it Berlin? Berlin, Germany. The place was packed. It was a small place, but it was packed, and we're playing along. And I look over, and this one dude's got another dude bent over in front of him, and he's pounding him on his ass like to the beat of the music and shit. I swear to God, dude, I was like, I had to do a double take. I was like, what the fuck? And I look over. I mean, they got their pants on, but this guy's mimicking like he's banging this kid in the fucking ass to the blast beat. I was like, that just stuck in my head. Like, what the fuck did I just see? You know what I mean? True story, bro.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second. What's the name of this club?
The dry hump blast beaters. Man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was like the Blues Brothers, like we walked into the wrong bar or something. You know what I mean?
Fuck. I can really see it happening now. You walk in and see this other dude dry humping this dude to a blast beat. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yes. But I
Brian
mean,
Wilson
off
must
the top of my head, that kind of pops out, for lack of a better term. But
wow.
there, like I said, there was one fight that I seen, and it was in the front row of the last show we played in Medellin in this big outdoor venue, and there was a fight there, but I don't know. I guess I think the ass pounding was probably the most fucked up shit I seen, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, fucking, what the hell? Uh,
Are you guys sure you're right at the right place playing tonight? Are you sure you're
yeah,
not?
that's what I was saying. Yeah, it was just I believe it was Berlin. Um it's like a big warehouse. Yeah. Yeah, so man, that's about it. Here I am. Single, glad to be, because when you're a guy in your 50s wanting to play music and run off here and run off there ain't a lot of fucking women my age that are interested in keeping a relationship with a dude who wants to go do that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So it's somewhat of a sacrifice, because I spend a lot of time alone, but I've come to rely on my time alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you're out running around traveling and shit, you appreciate your downtime.
What album would you say by Monstrosity happens to be your favorite, and why?
My favorite, I would say Millennium. Yeah, I didn't play on it, but I wrote some stuff on it. But But I wish that was like remastered or something. Cause yeah, like that's my favorite one.
You see any of the albums being remastered in the future, like say Imperial Doom or say Rise to Power?
Um, I'm not sure. I really don't. I know for sure, to be honest with you. Um, there's been I've heard requests for redoing Imperial Doom. We kicked around the idea. Lee kicked it around for a while. I don't know if it's going to transpire or not. You know, I'm sure if it does, we'll find out.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the album Rise to Power a lot. Millennium's pretty good for me, and Imperial Doom, of course. Spiritual Apocalypse was an earth banger.
Yeah, that was there. There's just some good tracks on that one too. We only do live. We only do I think one track off there. It's a Firestorm.
Firestorm rules.
Yeah, that's a good one. Um, I'm actually looking forward to maybe switching up the set a little bit. You know, I'm talking to Lee about that. You know, uh, and there's a lot of tracks that I'd love to play that we're not doing. You know, um, Slaves of the Evermore from the newest album from Passage. It's one of my favorite tunes from Monstrosity. Um, but who knows? You know, I got a call from Rob Barrett the other night.
Oh,
He was
really?
he was in London or wait, Worcestershire or some shit like that in England. He was someplace, and we talked for a while. And he's like, "Yeah, you know, if I wrote some more Solstice material, would you record bass?" I'm like, "Well, fuck yeah, I would record it. You kidding me? Absolutely." Rob's fucking great guy. Always like Rob.
No, I've never
Um,
met Rob Barrett face to face, but I met the
no,
rest of
he's a solid dude too. He's real funny, man. He's
That's cool. I met
yeah,
Pat
yeah,
O'Brien when he was with Cannibal, and
yeah, yeah,
Pat
yeah.
seemed all right at the time, and then Pat
Well,
goes
you
to
know,
once in a while.
he was filling in for us back in the day. You know, before we recorded Imperial Doom album, he played a couple of shows with us. We opened for Obituary and we opened for Pantera in Orlando, and you know, the other night we were talking. He's like, "Dude, I should have been on that Imperial Doom album." He's like, "I would have had the tone," you know. Yeah, yeah, he's a good dude, man. But we'll see what happens, man. You know, I'm my my focus right now is to get going on the Monstrosity album. So that's going to happen in the next couple months. The bass tracks, hopefully, it'll be wrapped up by the end of summer, and we'll see what happens from there.
You think you guys would ever do a reunion show with all the original members, including Corpse Grinder?
I seriously doubt that. I don't know what happened to John, man. As soon as Trump lost the election, he dropped off the fucking media blackout with John and his wife there. I don't. John Rubin, I'm referring to.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know what, you know. I know he's married in California, and you know, literally, it was like, um, literally the day after the presidential election, which I could give a flying fucking rat's ass about who's in that fucking White House getting their ass kissed. You know what I'm saying? He just like him and his wife like dropped off of Facebook and disappeared. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't think John will ever uh, come around again. But who knows with George? You know, I mean, we might if our paths cross, maybe we'll play a song or something. We did in 2015 on the boat. He was there, and he came on stage with us. And what the fuck did we play? I don't remember. We played something, man. But who knows? You know,
Was it the
it's all
Final
good fun.
Cremation?
Yep.
Final Cremation's a good song. That song I heard with Monstrosity when they were playing with Mike Hrubovic on vocals.
Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's with that one. You're probably going to see every show. That's she always seems to be in the set, at least for the last 10, 12 years, at least anyway.
Yeah, because I saw Kelly Conlon on bass.
Yeah, Kelly's a good bass player too, man. He's a cool dude. I got to see him a couple months ago in Tampa. The Death to All shows that he was. They had a big thing there with at the Brass Mug in Tampa. He was there, so I got to chat with him for a minute.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Back to speaking about outdoor shows, what sound would you say is better, being indoors for a show or outside?
I don't know. There's so many variables on that, dude. Inside there's so many. The size of the room, this, that, the other thing. Who's doing the sound? What kind of equipment they got? I mean, there's so many factors involved there. It's really. I mean, we played that outdoor thing in Medellin, and it was very professionally done. You know what I mean? Great gear, and the sound was great. Great monitor system. But we played some smaller shows we played at this place in Puerto Montt, Chile, and the equipment was just shot. I mean, you're playing on different equipment every night, and down there, so it's but just roll with the punches, man. You're a fucking metal band, dude. Get over it,
Absolutely. Speaking of Chile, South America, there's a band down there known as Homicide, and they actually
Homicide. Yeah, we played with them in fucking where was that? It was it Valparaiso? Valparaiso? Or it was no, yeah, it was Valparaiso, I think it's called.
Yeah, I heard them do a cover of Firestorm, and I was really blown away. And I have a couple of their albums or so in my collection.
No shit, Homicide. Yeah, that's Marcelo Power. You know Marcelo? Yeah,
I used to talk to him all the time, but he blocked me for some odd reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to kick it with him, man, at that show. He was there, and also met this band opened for us, three girls and a dude drummer. I got their CD right here, man. I don't really know how to pronounce their name though without making an ass out of myself.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Here it is. They were really good, man. Chick bass player was super cool. Vilas, you ever seen this album before?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
No, they were actually really good, man. I was impressed. Vilu, it's called, I guess.
Oh, okay, Vilu.
Yeah, man. They were really cool people too. I think I'm gonna retire to Chile. Chile's beautiful, man. I never been there before till recently, and we were in Santiago, Puerto Montt, and Valparaiso. If I'm saying it right, I don't think I am, but fucking beautiful. I think I'm gonna retire down there. You can live comfortably on $1,000 a month. Fuck the bullshit. You know what I mean?
That's not horribly bad.
Nah, I just America don't sit right with me anymore, man.
Yeah, it's too bad we can't sit on our asses and be paid unemployment and go on tour as a musician and still get paid even if you're not touring. That's how they do it in Poland.
Really?
Yeah, I found out from some guy that I interviewed. I forgot who it was exactly, but he told me if you're a musician and you're not on tour and you live in Poland, you'll get paid unemployment. I'm thinking, are you serious? So you're telling me you don't have to work?
Really? Yeah, I work my ass off. As soon as I hang up the phone with you, it's putting on my fucking work clothes and hopping in my fucking oil truck out there and heading off. I got to go to work. Well, I got a good gig, man. I'm in the Teamsters Union. I get fucking, you know what I mean? I like to spend money, so I don't mind working a little extra. So,
Hey, that'll help you get more gear.
What's that?
It'll help you get more gear for the future.
I do need to get get a kick-ass wireless system. The guitar player that's been filling in, Justina Walker, who's one of my new favorite people. He turned me on to this wireless system that I'm going to purchase in the next couple of days. Yeah, man. So You got any other questions for me, bro?
I do. What bands are you currently listening to that leave you mind blown?
You know what? I don't know if you've ever heard of this band called Consider the Source.
Nope.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. They're more of a jam band circuit type of band, like the jam festival like band, but it's just three guys, instrumental, no vocals. It's if you get a chance, geek on them on YouTube, man. They're really phenomenal players, just But I like all kinds of shit, dude. I play keyboards in a Rolling Stones tribute band too. You know what I mean? So
That's amazing.
yeah, I still love the metal. You know what I mean? The metal never leave my heart, dude. And so it's there's just it's a different animal than playing other types of music. It just is. You know what I mean? You can it changes your mood. You know what I mean? It enhances. I don't know how to put it, but you know, playing the metal is just I don't know. It's like a shot of dope or something, but without being addicted, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense, but
Well, it does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? I mean, the analogy's there, but it's like,
right,
wait out a little bit here. Gotta have some balance.
it's I got a history with Lee and the fellas and stuff, so as long as I'm still up running, walking around, sucking air, and I can still play, I'm going to be doing it somewhere.
Well, that's something to be thankful for, right?
Yeah, man. Like I play keyboards in this other band with guys that I've known most of my life. Since junior high school. Dudes that we've been playing together in one shape or another over the last 30 years locally. Just doing stuff just to stay busy. Even but we had a classic thrash cover band. Doing old shit. And playing bars and shit just for fun.
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's when you're a musician, it's just what you do, I guess.
Yep, can't stop once you
No,
start.
you can't really, you can't. But let's keep
Well,
at it.
I got a couple more questions for
All
you.
right. What's
About
up?
5 minutes left. What would you like to say to your fans, and would you like to give anybody a shout out?
Actually, all of them, everybody. And whenever I meet people at a show, I always tell them the same thing. I was like, hey, man, thanks for coming. Without you coming here, there is no fucking show. You know what I mean? Because, if that's for real. I mean, people don't come out to the show. There ain't no sense for us to be there. If we ain't going to be there, there ain't no tour, there ain't no show, then, no fun for me.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. No fun afterwards. No autographs. No pictures for you guys tonight.
I'm not having fun until you're having fun, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly, exactly. Because once the crowd starts throwing down, that's when they throw down harder.
that's it, man. It's that transference of energy that is being cycled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all over the place. You got the circle piss, and then you got the wall of death, and then you got people headbanging up front.
Yeah.
Hair yanked out or whatever.
Yeah. The wall of death thing. We I'm kind of new to that whole scene. You know what I mean? We toured Origin in Europe. Those fucking great guys, by the way. But those guys did the wall of death thing at pretty much every set.
Oh wow!
That fucking those guys are awesome, man. That was a really great experience playing with those guys every night.
Origin's one of the fastest sounding bands.
Oh, dude, that drummer is ridiculous. I call him Jackhammer John. He's like fucking. He's just, and that guy practices like constantly. We get to the gig. The first thing he does is set up his practice pads. You know what I mean? At fucking noon time, and start practicing. Really,
bassist, man. He is sick nasty. Doing all these sweep patterns and shit on the bass and growling. How do you do that?
Dude, he's a master of his craft, no doubt about that.
You got to be an animal to craft something like that, almost like Cocaine Bear. Yeah,
I haven't seen that yet, man. I still want $20 for it on fucking pay-per-view.
You know, speaking of which, I watched it last night. It was
Did you? Pretty good.
hilarious. It's totally worth it, man.
Really?
It'll crack you the
I
hell
was
up.
kind of a cocaine bear myself, for a number of years.
And it's
I
funny.
just didn't have the fucking
Actually,
fur. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
it's based on true events, and it started over in Knoxville, Tennessee, or somewhere like that. And then it came
Yeah,
down to
yeah.
Georgia. And I'm just like, what possessed this bear to snort the coke, man? It was really fucked up, but at the same
You might have
time,
done a
it's
shot of tequila
hilarious.
before. That always worked for me.
Hey, I guess it works for anybody.
Yeah,
But
man.
other than that, it's been great talking with you, Mark. Do you have any last words for Underground Noise Webzine?
No, just for the people that listen to this, watch this, man. Thanks a lot for your support, and I hope to fucking see you at a show. And don't hesitate to come to me and say, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope I can see you.
I talk that I go places and I come back and I get these friends requests from people, and they're like, "Oh, I seen you at such and such a show, but I didn't want to impose upon you and approach you. Please impose upon me, approach me." Okay.
Yeah,
Right
they're
on.
just people like us. I am a musician myself. Don't be afraid. Just walk up and ask.
You know what I mean? I'm here to fucking tell I'm there to play and to see people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
hesitate to approach.
You know, it kind of reminds me when Carmine, one of my buddies and I that I went to school with, we went up to see Monstrosity in Syracuse, right?
Uh-huh.
Lee Harrison just happened to have his back turned towards us, and he's like, "Are you going to go up to him?" I said, "I don't know. Who are you?" He said, "I don't know." So we both walk up behind him, and almost at the same time, you hear, "Are you Lee Harrison?" Lee Harrison turns around. He's like, "Well, yes, I am." We're like, "Holy crap! It's actually you, dude. How you doing? Let's get some autographs, some pictures." That's when I had
Yeah.
my brief interview with him in the parking lot at Lost Horizon.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. Right on.
Yeah, Lee's definitely been one of my best friends for 14 years going on.
Yeah, he's a solid dude, man. He's um fucking couldn't ask for a better dude to jam with. He's always on point.
Absolutely. Man. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
I'll be calling him here in a little bit just to say, hey, what's up?
Yeah, give him a buzz. Tell him Chrome